Hi everybody, welcome back to A Gringo Sergipano. This is episode 5, where we're building the city of Kier. In this episode we're going to go back to this low density area here. And kind of have this shape carved out right next to Imogen and Ambrose that's going to kind of continue our grid and the development of our city. So we're going to keep on this side of the Kier Expressway, and we have a pretty large neighborhood to build. So we kind of have the first half of this grid, the square portion, the triangular part here in a bit. But we kind of have the basis that continues what we had already constructed in Imogen and Ambrose. We're going to continue it across and see how we can combine these grids into this triangular section here. Okay, so we kind of had to do what we had to do here. We also have a new intersection combining, serving as an intermediary. So we have a bunch of entrances to the neighborhoods now. I like where this is going. So there's a large portion of the Kier Expressway that's already elevated, close to the first section of downtown we built. But I think that in order to get the kind of traffic flow that we want, we need to raise the rest of it as well, going back to the original intersection there. So that would be really good for the connectivity of the city. Okay, so that took a while, but now everything is raised going back, and we can have these roads cut across both sections of downtown as well as into the future into the neighborhood over by the train tracks that will be built next. But we have a lot of good connectivity. Okay, back to our grid in Myrtle, this neighborhood here. We've added all sorts of features and general infrastructure, including education, park buildings, waste disposal, things of that nature. Just the general infrastructure buildings to get the most out of the city and to have the basic coverages that we need to have. So this is mostly going to be low density residential. We are having a big strip of commercial along the avenue here, but for the most part we're going to have a relatively quiet residential neighborhood. So it's going to be nice. One last thing sneaking in here, I did want to go ahead and add another way to get to the industrial area and add a little bit more on. Again, I said before, it's going to keep growing. Okay, so we're going to kind of add the existing bus lines and bring them into Myrtle. Here we have bus line 4 that is being extended in the same pattern that it was before. It's every other block kind of running through the middle here. Okay, and here we have bus line 2, which runs in the opposite direction, cutting through the middle of Myrtle here. It's important to have everything with service to the buses. Since we raised the Kier Expressway now, this yellow line here is bus line 3. We've extended it into downtown, close to the train station. This was a really important reason that we raised the freeway so that we could undercut and combine the surface streets, make a grid out of that, and make everything connected. And we have this green one as well that will bring bus line 5 into the downtown area. So we have a pretty connected city now, and it's good because we're going to have all these transit options that are going to help us grow. And I'm excited to see how this thing turns out. Okay, so now we have all the transit lines in place, but we're still waiting a little bit, have a little bit more time for the buildings to grow into the zoning. It's a lot of empty space so far, but you can just go back and wait a minute and let this thing fill up. Alright, there we have it. There is our built-in grid for the neighborhood of Myrtle. Yeah, it's looking very nice. I'm very pleased with what we have in our city so far. Let's kind of zoom out and take a look at everything. Okay, well, here's our city so far. We have a little bit of space left in this little initial peninsular triangle. But yeah, I mean, it's really nice to see what we have in the city so far. So next time we'll continue to add on with a new neighborhood. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good one.